Right now, as you battle escalating crime rates, skyrocketing fuel prices, and a job market that feels rigged against you, the ANC, South Africa's ruling party for over 30 years, is facing repossession of its own headquarters, over 150 million rand in debt for election posters. This video exposes that crisis at Luthuli House and lays bare how it's not isolated. It's the same corruption and fraud that's exploded our national debt to over 4 trillion rand, bleeding taxpayers dry. Why should this hit home for the average South African? Because you're footing the bill through higher taxes to bail out their messes, crumbling public services that leave your kids' schools underfunded, and in an economy stifled by scandals that scare off jobs and investment. The party's self-destruction is your daily struggle. Now, just a quick disclaimer. I am no investigative journalist, just a regular person piecing together the meager information that is available in the media for this video. It might hit the mark or it might miss a bit, but the conversation needs starting. So let's dive in. So let's break this down, because the details are wild. It started with a simple deal. In 2019, ahead of the national elections, the ANC hired Ezulweni Investments, a KZN-based firm, to churn out banners, posters, and software for their campaign blitz. It sounds pretty routine, sure, until the bill hit around 102 million rand. And the ANC cried foul, claiming some rogue staffer signed off without permission. But courts didn't buy it. The Gauteng High Court ruled against them in 2020, and in 2022, the Supreme Court of Appeal dismissed their appeal in 2023, and even the Constitutional Court said nope last September. They settled out of court in December 2023, promising quarterly payments. But fast forward to August 2025, they've missed deadlines, skipped meetings, and racked up 900,000 rand in monthly interest. And the total now is over 150 million rand. So now, cue the sheriff's dramatic entrance last week. On October the 2nd and the 3rd, they inventoried Luthuli House like it was a flea market. 100 desks at 43,000 rand total, 200 chairs, even 9 fridges and 4 microwaves. And what was the total haul by the time the sheriff was finished? A measly 140,000 rand. That's peanuts compared to the debt. Oh, and they froze the ANC's bank accounts at FNB. And the last time they got to peek into that, in I think it's 2023, there was less than 100,000 rand sloshing around. Creditors aren't stopping there. They are now eyeing the building itself, Luthuli House, for auction, and even floating liquidation of the entire party. Yeah! As Ezulweni's lawyer put it, this will have caught their attention and they can make payment ASAP. Yeah, because nothing screams urgent payment like losing your HQ to a garage sale. But here is the gut punch. This isn't bad luck. It's self-destruction. The ANC, once the unbreakable spine of liberation, is eating itself alive with the same toxic habits that have poisoned South Africa for decades. They're not just broke, they're predictable. Let's flash back to 1994. The ANC sweeps in on a wave of hope, ending apartheid's nightmare, Mandela's rainbow nation. But fast forward 31 years, and what do we see? A party and a country drowning in debt, corruption, and fraud. Since taking power, the ANC has been tangled in over 30 major scandals. Remember the arms deal? Billions in fighter jets and submarines, with kickbacks funneled to the ANC bigwigs. A scandal that's still unravelling, implicating everyone from Jacob Zuma down. And that absolutely crazy Nkandla saga, Zuma's lavish homestead upgrades, a fire pool, and it cost the South African taxpayers 246 million rand, all while he played victim. And don't get me started on state capture. The Zondo Commission exposed how the Gupta family turned the presidency into their personal ATM, looting Eskom and other SEOs for billions. And what happened? Nada! We're talking rigged tenders, phantom jobs, and a web of fraud that the Commission called rampant corruption under Zuma. And we are now under Ramaphosa. And how many of those people are in jail? Nada. We are now in 2025. Eskom's still a black hole, crippled by inefficiencies and corruption that's cost the economy hundreds of billions, all fueled by the same graft. The ANC didn't just tolerate this, they enabled it, failing to hold their own accountable. It's like they swapped struggle songs for slush funds. Now, connect the dots. The ANC's internal mess, it's a microcosm of the national nightmare. Just like they blew 150 million rand on posters they couldn't pay for, South Africa's racked up a sovereign debt bomb, over 4 trillion rand currently, thanks to the same cocktail of corruption and incompetence. Taxpayers have shelled out over 500 billion rand since 1994 to bail out mismanaged state-owned enterprises like Eskom and SAA, all riddled with fraud and cronies. International lenders are circling, just like Ezulweni, because years of graft have trashed our credit. Moody's, Fitch, they're all downgrading us, warning of solvency problems from unchecked looting. The ANC's self-sabotage at Luthuli House, it's the same playbook that's left municipalities bankrupt, hospitals without meds, and kids without textbooks. Corruption isn't a bug. It's a feature of their governance. And here's the hard truth we need to shout from the rooftops. Liberation doesn't guarantee good governance. Heroes who topple tyrants aren't automatically CEOs of a nation. The ANC's warriors were equipped for the streets and the cells, not spreadsheets and supply chains. They fought for freedom, not fiscal policy. But mistaking moral victory for managerial skill? That's how you go from free at last to fundamentally broke. It's a lesson not just for South Africa, but for any movement that confuses charisma with competence. They believe the liberators of 1994 deserved statues, but the leaders of 2025 deserve a reckoning. So what's the end game? The ANC's scrambling, filing to set aside the writ and even calling in SARS for an investigation. But band-aids won't fix a hemorrhage. South Africa, we deserve better than this cycle of scandal and debt. Can the ANC save itself? Or is it time for a real reset? If you have any thoughts, please do add it to the comment section. And if you found any value in this video, please do like, share and subscribe. And I will catch you in the next one.